Welcome back once again to Spring Training Daily here in Goodyear, Arizona. Matt Underwood, Rick Manning, and joined now by Indians second baseman Jason Kipnis, who last year, I made the comment a number of times, especially towards the end of the season, that if you didn't know any better, you'd have thought you were a second baseman your whole life. And really, I think that's a testament to how hard you worked to make yourself into a good second baseman.
First, I appreciate that. Thank you. But it was a process. What you don't see is behind the scenes is the hundreds and hundreds of ground balls that I take throughout the week each day. A lot of the coaches have helped me a bunch here when I've gotten here. It didn't come easy. It didn't come without its bruises on the wrists and all those and getting them hitting the shins. But no, it took a while to get to the point where I am. But you never want to be satisfied. We still got some ways to go. But we're getting there.
But it's a matter of feeling comfortable, right? Positions where you have to go, almost like instinct. And, the more you play out there, the more it becomes instinct to you where you don't have to think.
That's the big thing is you can only get so much experience on the practice fields back here. It's the game experience that really, the pace of the game that you need to get used to. And that's the end goal. That's the point you want to get to is where your instincts start taking over, where you don't have to remind yourself where to go on each play.
What does it do for you, maybe from a mental standpoint more than anything, to know that you're going to have help in the lineup this year? And not to take anything away, and I don't want to dwell on last year, but there were a lot of times where when you got to the bottom part of the lineup, it was tough to get that run across.
A little bit. It does take a little pressure off. The guys that we have in the lineup this year, 1 through 9, just thinking of what lineup we could put out there, a lot more ways to create runs. We got speed, we got power, higher average guys, lefties and righties, a good mix. So there's a lot more depth. It's not that if we're down, we're going to need a home run by one of our first 5 guys in the order or something like that. We have guys who can run and score runs at the end.
As he's talking about the speed, I was just thinking, Rick, this is the day and age we lived. I learned about the Michael Bourne trade from Jason Kipnis, who tweeted it out. Because he tweeted the night, I think we just got Michael Bourne. And I was like, what?
I was as surprised as everyone.
It was pretty amazing. And you're talking about that speed, that element, something, as Rick said, we haven't had in a long time.
No, and with guys like Bourne, guys like Drew Stubbs, myself, Brantley, we're going to look to put a lot of pressure on this defense. And we're not gonna take it for granted. We're gonna want to create as many runs as we can with our legs.
Well, that's what I like. It brings a whole other dimension to the game. Speed. I mean, when you put pressure on defense, and when you're playing second base, somebody that can run, you try and quicken up a little bit. It changes everything, and not necessarily stealing bases. We got 3 guys that can steal 30 bases, and Michael, I feel, is a 15 to 20 guy, Michael Brantley. But going first to third, second to home, we haven't had that dimension in a long time. We've been a station-to-station type of team. When you can put pressure on other ball clubs, that's a lot of fun playing that way.
That's kind of what we're talking about, is kind of going from first to third and second to home, creating those runs that we might not have always gotten. Last year, it might have taken 3 singles in a row just to get 1 run.
Right.
And I think if we can create the extra base this time, and even with a little bit more power guys, we're going to have a lot more runs scored.
Give us your sort of perspective on the change in attitude, the atmosphere that's in this clubhouse. I know it's still early and there's a long way to go just to get to opening day.
It's still early, but you guys are practicing more with a purpose. There's an excitement about this club, and I think it starts with Francona up top. I mean, he's enthusiastic and excited about everything he does, and it stems on the way down. We know what kind of potential this lineup can have and what kind of potential this team can have and how far we can go, so we don't really want to cheat ourselves by not taking it serious in practice right now. So these guys are practicing with a good energy.
I like the presence in the clubhouse with the veteran players, because you guys are going to patrol your own clubhouse. And I mean, what goes on in there and how you play day to day is done by the players. And it's set by Francona, but you guys will take it over and stay in charge yourself is what I like.
He sets the tone, but then, I mean, when you bring in good character guys like Swisher, even Bourne, Reynolds, all these guys. I mean, they've been there before. They have their years in the league already. They monitor the clubhouse, but they're good guys too. And so we're building good relationships with everyone and building a good team right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get the feeling that we're in that situation where guys are talking about, well, in a couple of years we're going to be pretty good. I get the feeling that we expect to be good right now.
That's what's exciting. I think I thought it started with the front office this offseason, bringing in these type of guys and these type of players that it's looking like they wanted to win now, and everyone wants to be a part of it.
Any thought process on your end of where you might hit in the lineup or where you would like to hit in this lineup?
You know what? The way I look at it with our lineup, at the depth we have, with the speed and the power, you're going to be scoring runs and driving in runs 1 through 9. You're going to have an opportunity to do both wherever you are, so it really doesn't matter to me. I'd like to be in the middle of the bunch.
I was going to say, you're supposed to say 3.
I want to be 2, 3.
Three.
3.
Right here.
3. I wouldn't mind being 3. But no, it doesn't matter. There's going to be guys who I would love to hit in front of and hit behind, so it's going to be fun no matter where I am.
Thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
On a cold, rainy day here in Goodyear, Arizona, our look at the Indians infield continues when we come back.